Hi, I'm Rob Weller, and I'm in our Celebration studios with Dr. Peter Peter. Doctor, good afternoon, and what brings you to Celebration today?
Well, Rob, I was just here in Columbus promoting my new book. Maybe you could hold it up like they do on television, okay?
Yes, Doctor, I'd be
Sure,
glad
thank
to.
you. Are we on yet?
The name of the book is How to Be Your Own Doctor and Gourmet Cook.
Yes, that's right, Rob.
Is this a,
Hey, listen,
yes,
don't mess this up, huh?
wait a minute. Is it, yes, how to, it looks a beautiful cover too, by the way, Doctor.
Well, it was done quickly, you know? Mm-hmm. And so this is the way it turned out.
Can you explain a little bit about this? Is this
Sure. Well, it's I'm a graduate of the University of Stuttgart School of Medicine.
Oh, I hadn't
and
realized that was
gourmet
still
cooking.
open. Oh, and gourmet cooking.
Yes, yes, yes. You see, the philosophy is, if oh, excuse me,
Oh, I'm sorry.
if food is good for you on the inside, then for sure it's good for you on the outside.
Ah.
See, I don't believe in drugs. Wait, my lemon. I don't believe in drugs or any of that thing. Use food, because food is what makes you healthy.
Now, is this a new philosophy?
I just told you that.
Well, then I'll
It's
go-
a new philosophy. I graduated last week. I just got off the plane here in Columbus. I looked in the airport. There were signs all over.
So
It says
Dobro-
Dobro, Columbus,
Oh, okay.
Guten Tag, and I knew I was home.
So you're saying that if food is good for you on the inside, it should also be good for you on your health
Yes.
on the outside.
Yes.
Now, can you give us an example? For instance, wait a minute, I'm not done yet with the
Hey,
question.
sorry, eh?
What would I do for like a headache?
Wait a minute. You're not, aren't you curious? I mean, do you think I look normal sitting here with a lemon on my face?
All right, wait, before I ask you about my headache, what is that lemon doing in your eye?
I'm glad you asked that question because this bit needed that question.
Looking back on the other card, there it is.
Yes, here's why. You see, I had a Stummenduduk on my, I'm sorry, I'm using the German. I had a sty on my eye.
Oh, you had a sty in your eye.
So I have found that lemons are good for treating that. You put a lemon over your eye for 6 to 8 weeks. And then when you take the lemon down, you don't have any more
So that's the way you get rid of the sty.
And, you know, I had the kids on, my 2 kids at home
Yes.
before I left. You know how you draw on a cast if you break your foot? So they drew a little
Oh, they drew a little
just to be
eye on a
cute.
lemon just
Yeah,
to make it kind of
yeah,
cute.
yeah,
Hey,
that's the
that
way.
is, I like that. Now tell me about how I would get rid of a headache, which
Oh, okay.
surprisingly enough, I'm getting one right now.
Are you really? Well, you see, with a headache, you take liver
Liver,
and you tape it to your forehead. Cold liver.
cold liver.
And then when the liver warms up, you go into the kitchen, dump it in a pan with little onions, some potatoes, and you have a nice dinner.
So you get rid of your headache
And you have a dinner.
liver headache.
Yes, because I know everybody likes liver.
I feel that
I
that's
come from a family of long livers.
I
you know.
can imagine.
My grandfather had a liver that long.
What would you do, for example, to get rid of the common cold? Your lemon seems to be slipping there a
Yes,
little bit.
I'm losing it
Yes.
in more ways than one.
How about a common cold? How would you get rid of a common
Well, the common cold is easy, and it's a delicious way to do it. You take a green bean and put it in one nostril, and another kind of bean, let's say a lima bean, and put it in the other nostril, and a third bean in your mouth. Then you put your hands over your ears, and you go, all the beans come out,
Yes.
and you got 3-bean salad. It's wonderful.
3-bean salad?
Yeah. Oh, it's delicious.
It beats garlic around the neck for a couple of
It
months.
sure does, and you make more friends that way,
But
too.
it plays havoc on you if you inhale, doesn't it?
You can't do that. If you get it wrong, you're really sick.
Bean sprouts in my guts. Do you ever have a remedy now for fever?
For fever, yes, another delicious cure. You take a wide noodle. Put it across
What
your
kind of a noodle?
wide one.
A
You know, not a
wide-
skinny one, but a wide one.
A wide.
Put it over your forehead again. Wait till it gets warm to match the temperature. Then again, go into the kitchen, dip your head down. I'll do it so I don't lose my lemon. Dip your head down. They fall into the pot. Put some boiling water in, and then you start your lasagna.
Well, how does the
Are we
noodle
losing
get,
these people here?
How does the noodle get rid of the fever? That's,
The noodle, it absorbs into osmosis from the brain.
I know that
And the brain pulls the warmth and makes it cool.
you technical people just know all the tricks.
Well, you know, we do.
How about some other treatments? Quickly, I would
Quickly,
assume.
okay, we're running out of time.
No, we're not.
They
we
doing
just,
this yet?
No, not
Okay.
yet.
Well, when, for allergies, like you take whatever you're allergic to and you stare at it. And you just stare and stare and stare and stare. You intimidate the item and your allergies go away. Another favorite is
Is that sort of like
is
in American folklore? Folklore.
Hey, you're going to get us thrown off the air here.
That's right. In American folklore, we had Daniel Boone who grinned down a bar.
Did he really?
Same kind of the same
a bar,
principle.
were the people in the bar and were they drinking?
No, it was a bear.
A bear.
Any other treatments?
Don't play on my Germanness, you know. I don't know the language all that well.
Please.
Yes, another treatment, female breast enlargement. It's a thing with watermelons in the bra.
Well, let's get it.
But we get past that. But did you know I was hard of hearing?
Heart of herring?
Yeah, that's a little joke. You know, I'm doing the bit with the food. So.
Heart of herring.
Where's the camera?
Little fishy, if you
this
ask me,
camera
Doctor.
here. Can you bring this camera up to me, please? This one with the light.
Yes.
Can you move it up?
Yes, he's zooming right in on your good
he's
lemon.
hard of hearing, too.
Yeah, hard of...
See, if you look over here and you just take a little peek, you see in my ear, I have a grape.
You have a grape?
See, yeah, if you're hard of hearing, you put the grape in your ear, and when people talk, it vibrates the seeds. And then it feeds into your neck and up to your brain, and you can hear again.
Dr. Peter, I'd like to say that you've been a fascinating guest, but I'm afraid that's just impossible for me to do right now. However, this is one of the worst-selling books out on the market right now for how to be your own doctor and gourmet cook. And the interesting thing about this book, if you'll notice, the lettering is one way, and the book is upside down. Doctor, this is, do you have any cures for upside-down cakes?
Yes, well, most people like to stand on their head while reading
Doctor,
the book.
we're going to have you back for another show. We're all out of time, thank goodness. And we'll just see you a little bit later. Dr. Peter, wasn't he marvelous? How did you start drinking, and when did you know
Just
you
like anybody else did. I got a bottle, and it was way back when I was a kid and a young guy, 18 years old, 17. In college in Texas, it was bootleg booze. It tasted awful. And, but you forced it down, and the whole idea was to get drunk. It wasn't to just learn to sip alcohol or whiskey, because it didn't taste good. It wasn't any fun. And in those days, there was no such thing as sitting, not in Texas, there was no such thing as sitting around and sipping an alcoholic drink. You pour it down. Ooh. And we had a high old rebel yelling, rip-roaring time around a bonfire in the piney woods of East Texas. And the whole idea was to get drunk. And that's just for a long time. That's what I always drank, to get drunk, not just to have a buzz.
Hello, you're on Celebration. You have a
Yeah,
question
I'm
or
not
something?
really experienced in, debating religion or whatever, but I consider myself an agnostic because, to me, the whole thing is, why isn't there any proof of a God if he exists today? Why doesn't he, give a sign or something like that? Because it seems to me like the whole belief in God and everything is like a form of mythology to me. It's like way back in the Dark Ages or whatever, this God thing came about.
All right, let me let Pastor Lawrence
Please, I'd like to
that.
answer you there in this, that there is ample proof today, experimentally so. There are multitudes of people, millions of us, actually around the world, that have experimentally found Jesus Christ in all reality. We know the power of miracles. We know that Christ is real through our own lives, and the Bible itself says, to the way of the unbeliever, it's foolishness. You cannot understand it unless by faith you take it and receive it into your life. Christ is received by faith, not by the head knowledge and understanding. People sometimes remind me of the story of the bunghole of the barrel when they talk like you do and Madeline here do. If you've ever tried to look into the bunghole of a barrel, as you look in, you see nothing. And if you know what the bunghole is where they fill the barrel. But
That's
when you
exactly
get on
what
the
the Bible
inside,
is.
when you get on the inside and look out, you see everything because your head is not in the way. And Madeline's head is screwed on, cross-threaded, and it gets in her way every time she looks.
We don't want to get into personal. Let me ask about faith healing.
Yes, I believe in it 100%. I have 17,000 miracles, over 17,000 miracles in my personal life.
You look like it.
You take me to any doctor. I'm 54 years old. Since I've been 7
Really,
years
sir,
old, I've had a
that's
miracle
probably
in my
the
body
most
every day.
absurd thing that I have ever heard in my life.
Now, how do you...
Let me explain. You haven't even heard it yet.
No, I don't care to hear any kind of that insanity, but I would like to urge any viewer who has anything wrong with them physically, go to a doctor, please.
That's right.
Go to a hospital. Don't rely on anybody laying hands on you. Don't rely on anybody praying over you. Go and get the finest and best treatment that you can. Then later on, if you've got some money to throw away to persons who preach religion, have them come in and pray on you after the operation.
Can I
Okay.
tell you an
After the
experience that's
medicine.
47 years old? As a young man, at 18 years of age, I went to go into the service, and the doctors turned me down by one look. Said my whole system was tore up. It's grown off here on one side. Every day I live, I have a miracle in my body because there's not one thing wrong with me.
Take a physic and it'll go away.
I can take a physical any day, but
All right,
you've been trying to look into the bunghole of the barrel from the outside, man. If you get on the inside, you'll see more
I'm
clearly.
not interested in being in the empty barrel with you, sir.
All right,
Well,
wait a minute,
head's
wait.
in your way.
The first thing you have to remember is that you cut the onion the long way, through the root. You see the root here in the top?
Oh, all right. You don't cut it in half with the two little guys out in the ends.
All right. And then you can
This
get
is for
the
mincing.
feel, or peeling, just general peeling onion rules. You take the top, and you'll see that the skin pulls right off.
Oh, golly, it does. Look at that. How much of the skin are you supposed to pull off? There's like several layers
Just
there.
the first or two till you get a clean white finish. And there you are. Now at this point, Rob, you take it, put the flat side down, keeping the root back a little. You make incisions
Yes,
about-
doctor.
this way, about 5 or 6. And then keeping the tip of your knife down, fingers together and tucked in, you press down.
Look at that. You're getting all those nice little...
See that?
Yep.
Now let me show you why you had to cut it the other way. Do you see these lines here?
Yes.
And then each one of
Oh,
these
how about that?
slices separates into an individual thing. Okay, now if you want them finer minced, it's the same technique as we've learned before. Tip your knife down, hand over, press, 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 press.
And that really smirches them up in
Right.
good order. All righty.
We've got them adequately minced because you need a little bit of bite.
By the way, Lisa, I want to remind everyone at home that in just a few seconds, I'm going to let you touch in for this recipe if you'd like. So please be handy with your cubes,
Yes.
and we'll tell you in just a few
Now,
seconds.
this is also a really good recipe because it's actually, other than potatoes, which are nutritious, this does not include any mayonnaise and very little oil. So it's actually a diet potato salad, if there is a diet potato salad.
Now, Mona and Steve
Mona?
will be glad to hear that. Yes.
Okay. So the next thing we have to do, and this is what's different about this potato salad, you have to remember the potatoes are very porous, and anything you put on them, they go. Okay, so we're going to put chicken stock on them.
Oh.
Approximately a cup and a half of chicken stock. And then we need about half a cup of oil, vegetable oil, not olive oil.
Not olive oil.
And
Vegetables
we
a
need,
little lighter, right?
right, well, it brings out the delicate flavors of parsley and the potatoes, and about a half a cup of white vinegar, salt and pepper to taste. And I should say, too, that if you're using a pepper mill and you need a measurement like 1/4 of a cup, that's 28 twists.
A fourth of a cup is...
Fourth of a teaspoon.
I'm going to lie down on one of the bed of nails here, and after I lie down, you guys will have to put the other bed of nails up on top of me, and then I'd like to get everybody in a sitting position, 3 on each side of the nails, and then, are you one of the ones that's going to sit with us? Oh, okay. Well then, Robbie, are you sitting?
I'll sit also. Mary Lou Davis
Okay,
from
we
Orange
need
Julius is going to be
somebody-
with us sitting today.
We need somebody to yell, no, I need another one, somebody that is not sitting, to yell, sit. You do that.
All right, Nisi.
We
will
get
be our
everybody
sitting-
involved
Let's get all
in
our
this
volunteers in right over here. If you'll just sort of line up on this side of Komar a little bit. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and with me 6.
Now, whenever they get in a sitting position, you yell sit. And I'd like to have everybody sit down. But then there's just one little problem. After I get all this weight on top of me, it's going to be a little difficult to breathe. So you push all the air out of me. So when I yell up, I want everybody to get the hell off of me, please.
Okay. I think that's, does that sound fair? Let's see a little hand vote.
There's just one more little thing that I'd like to say, and I am actually going to do it. This is sometimes commonly referred to as a real pain in the bleep, 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 bleep.
Just like your own little sensor, aren't you? All right, Komar. Now, Komar is going down right on the nails. Komar, can you talk while you're doing this?
A little bit.
How you feel down there?
Stuck up.
All right, now, Komar, you'd like us to place
That one on top of me.
Place this right on top. May I have someone's assistance? Gene, if you'll help me right now. And where? Now, we don't want to put this on your face, do
How
we?
much? Okay, now if everybody will get in a sitting position.
All right, let's have Let me sit right here so I can be close to you. And go ahead. We'll have 3 on that. Maybe 2 there, 1 there.
I sit up as high as you can.
Sit up as high as you can, Mary Lou, right this way. Don't sit yet. Wait a minute. Wait till we say sit. Everyone got their places to sit? All right, Kumar, are you ready?
I'm there, ready.
All right, we'll get the sit cue.
Okay, up.
There it is, the amazing Kumar. This off of Kumar, come to me.
I'm going to keep my back to everybody, Rob, so that the camera can get a close-up of it. The back usually gets impregnated more because there's more weight against the back side than there is against the front side. Although I'm beginning to feel like a little waffle. You know?
Did you ever do any physical harm to yourself?
I tried to remove all the male genitalia in a number of ways, thinking if I could get to a hospital, a surgeon would perform the rest of the surgery.
You tried to remove all your male parts yourself?
Of course I did. Dr. Harry Benjamin, who is world-renowned in the field of transsexualism, saw me on November 1, '67, and he put me on hormones immediately. He saw the genitalia. I had the testicles right in my hands, out of the scrotum, without any painkiller. This is, you may be upset about this, but this is how desperate the transsexual wants this surgery, the true transsexual. She lets nothing stand in her way. I know a girl who held up a bank to get the money.
Hey, Mike, how you doing over here?
All right, you today?
Good. Get over here close so I don't fall in.
Alrighty.
Is this my hat I get to wear?
Yeah, you get to be a official fisherman now.
How do I
Motor,
look?
everything.
Jan the fisherman.
Right.
Mike, you're in a raft which. Have you done a cooking segment on any soap operas before?
No. I'm one of those characters in soap operas that never appears in the kitchen. Okay, now let's give that a nice blend.
What kind of role
Turn it on.
do you generally play when you're in
Oh,
soaps?
darling, I play mean people. I play sad people. I play old maids, and I play kindly mothers.
Really?
Yes.
But they generally don't put you in as. You have a pretty good mix then and things.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna whip this up a little bit.
Yes.
Now, do you want stir, beat, puree, cream, chop, whip, or mix?
Puree? It's puree.
Oh, puree.
Yes.
I was thinking
No,
that
let's
old show
just-
Fury.
Let's grind it really good.
Oh, that's on the upper roll. Mince, grate, blend, shred, grind. Here it is. All right, and how long should I put it on?
Oh, let's just let it run for a while until people are bored hearing it. It's not working. We're supposed to. We were worried it wasn't going to be enough time.
It'll work.
We're going
It'll
to
work.
be here till 4 in the afternoon. We got another plug?
I got another
somewhere?
plug back. Wait a minute. This one works. This one works. Wait a minute. The machine is broken.
Do you know, all they talked about when I came here was what a terrific kitchen they had. And nothing worked.
To be a satisfactory sex partner, how long should a man be able to maintain active coital intercourse? How long should he be able to maintain active coital intercourse? 2 minutes, 8 minutes, 1/2 hour, 1 hour, or time doesn't matter. Go ahead and touch when you see the touch now sign. Let's see what you think of a man's abilities in terms of time during intercourse. What do the surveys say?
Well, surveys and I don't get along well together. I'm reminded of this psychologist who was taking a sexual survey, and he went up to this old lady, and he said, beg your pardon, madam, I wonder if you could answer a personal question for me. And she said, well, all right. And he says, well, he said, I'd like to know if you and your husband have mutual climax. And she said, no, we're with Allstate.
Results. Let's take a look at our results before we go on answering this. Now, we see that to most people, time is not of the essence.
Right.
3, 7, 9, 10% for times.
Yes, in actual fact, some psychologists conducted research, and he determined that the average woman takes 8 minutes from the time foreplay begins until the time she's at a climax. Now, I don't know what average woman you can find who's going to lie there in a bed with somebody while some other idiot is standing there with a stopwatch. And I'm not quite confident of that time either. And so the 71% of the people are right where it is, and the other people may very well be responding to their own happy relationship or unhappy. Because if somebody says a man should be able to stay, if a woman says a man should be able to stay with him for 10 minutes and he's only staying with him for 3 minutes, there's trouble there.
There are lots of ways to make a name for yourself. I'd like you to meet a local woman who has become, well, really a national celebrity. She's Columbus's own Morgana.
Whoops. Hung up here.
Got a little hung up there on the way out, didn't you? Oh, were you backstage watching Dr. Kaufman's?
That was great.
What'd you think?
I found out that my marriage is strictly physical from the test.
Yes. Morgana, it's nice having you on the show. You are sort of a celebrity. I have to ask, may I ask, what are your measurements?
45, 23, 39. The reason a lot of people think that I'm larger than a 45 is because I wear an eye cup, so all my 45s up front.
Mm-hmm.
Makes me look a little larger, but that's all I am.
I have to ask, are you all...
What?
Well, no, I probably shouldn't do that with my hands. Are you all God-given, or has there been maybe a little visit to the doctor?
No, I don't think the doctor would do this to anybody, no, and God got a little carried away. But it's all me. Nothing comes off at night except my eyelashes.
Your chest weighs how much?
15 and a half, and I think it was the assistant director asked me, how did I know? I said, because I weighed them. I mean, everybody wants to know, how heavy would I be if I wasn't quite so busty.
Uh-huh. How do you weigh them on...
Well, I did it in a supermarket, on one of those scales things. I did. I really did. They stay open 24 hours, and one night when there was nobody there, I just weighed them, one at a time.
Sort of, kind of right next to the...
melons and things.
The melons and things, uh-huh. Do men assume things about your character because of the way you're built?
I think so, especially when I was young. When I was about 14, 15, 16 years old, I know I had more problem than a lot of girls because I think men think that a girl with a bigger bust is more of a loose-type person than a flat-chested girl. It sounds silly, but I really think they think that. They look at you and something sexual happens to them.
Really? What do you do about... You have a very small frame.
And now I'm skinny.
Yeah, you're almost light. What do you do to keep your chest firm?
I do. You want me to show you my exercises?
Sure, why not?
I have to stand up for this.
Okay, I guess we could do that.
Thank you. I don't want to lose my... Could you hold this just a minute?
I'll be good. What am I going to hold this?
Just hold on to give me a little leverage.
Sure.
Now, this is what women do to...
Wait a minute.
See, men do that all the time, too. What your bust is mostly muscle, except for the gland. And by doing that, it firms up the muscle.
What do you do? Would you do that again now?
Yeah, see, it's just in the arm movement. Watch the arm here. You'll see that I'm pressing against my arms, which makes your chest jump, but it's your muscle that's back here. What do you call those things?
I can't. I couldn't think of it right now if I tried.
Whatever it is. But you just push.
That,
it keeps you really firm. When I don't even wear a bra, I don't sag a bit.
May I sit down now?
Oh, yeah. You have my cord.
Yeah, is there anything else I have to hold here?
No, I don't think so. But that's really good for anyone, because even if a woman has a small bust, by developing her muscle, it'll make her at least a cup size larger.
Before the show, we talked to Morgana, and you were once in a Catholic boarding school, and you once had aspirations to be?
A nun. That's what I wanted to be, and they wouldn't baptize me because the only relative I have in my family is my grandmother, and she wasn't Catholic. If they baptized me, I probably would have been a nun.
I can just see it. Sister Mary Alice, holy smokes.
Whenever the day is bringing you down and nothing's going your way, just turn it around. Don't let the world upset ya. Get depressed and what does it get ya? Life is a celebration. Don't waste no invitation. Leave your worries behind. You got to make your own sunshine. Make your own sunshine. Nothing in life is turning you on, and every one of your friends, they all seem to be gone. Just get yourself a Hummer. Remember to make your own.
You're gonna like it, like it, like it. Make your own sunshine. Like it, like it.
Make your own sunshine.
Like it, like it.
Make your own sunshine. You're gonna like it, celebration. 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 You're gonna like it, celebration.